Hey YouTube, what's going on? KalAlSoups808, Brandon Reeve on Facebook. Going to be bringing to you today a video review of the Pop Culture Shock Zangief quarter scale Siberian Express Exclusive. Stay tuned. So like always, we'll start with the box here. All I've got to say is, holy, look at the size of that box. That is absolutely monstrous. It takes up the entire coffee table. It's a really well done box. This came and it was the heaviest quarter scale statue by a long way that I've ever received. Just incredible weight to it. Don't ask me what the weight is, I've got no idea. But yeah, the box here, really good dynamic pose of the statue there, with Street Fighter 30th anniversary in the corner. Siberian Express Exclusive, Street Fighter 5 logo. Pretty simple box, but really nice. Again, got a bit about Zangief on the back there. If you want to read that, feel free to pause the video. Yeah, so just the art all the way around. Very simple, but really nice. This box is, I measured it earlier, it's 26.5 inches high, 26 inches wide, and 17 inches deep. So this is absolutely massive. And as always with these Street Fighter pieces from PCS, you get a certificate of authenticity there, showing you the edition size. They're no longer signed by Jerry Macaluso for some reason, but I've got 143 of 275, so it's pretty low edition size on this guy. And also in the box, what PCS have started doing is including these really nice art prints, signed by the artist here. Gorgeous coloration on this thing. It's taped to the styrofoam there. I'm not going to pull it off yet, just because I don't want to. I've got nowhere to display it right now, but I will be displaying this eventually. And it's protected by a nice plastic sleeve here. So gorgeous piece of art there. And this is the base, pretty simple base. It's kind of reminiscent of his stage. That's what it's designed to be, I think, with all the, if you remember, it was kind of like a factory or mill kind of area. And yeah, it had all these like chain link fences around it. And then it's got like it looks like wood, like a wood finish. And yeah, the little slots for the statue there. Very simple base, but really nice. And then obviously on the bottom of the base, you've got what it is there, with the edition size, etc. So the first thing you have to do when putting this together, you've got this kind of like cloud of smoke or dust. It's going to be like coming up from his feet there. This is really nice. It's like a clear resin. I don't know if the camera gets it there. Let's see it in the light. You can kind of see through it. It's clear, but it's got these like little dirt flecks in it, and it's yeah. So it just looks like a bunch of dirt and dust being kicked up from his feet. So it's got these two pegs underneath, these long pegs that slot into those two pegs on either side of his foot there. So. Just like that, fits in nice and snug. And then you've got the body here. I'm not going to attempt to do this with one hand, because like I said, he is ridiculously heavy. So he fits in with one big, thick sculpted peg there and the rod. And that's going to just go into that recess there. So here's the body on the base, just fits in really snug and secure there. Like I have no although he's kind of like leaning, I don't have any concerns that it's going to lean more than what it should, just because of the size of the pegs. And you've got these gigantic hands, they're almost as big as mine, like really, really massive hands, really well done with the fingernails. And then these have got like super strong magnetic pegs in here, and they're a unique shape, kind of squared on one side and rounded on the other, so you know exactly where to put them, so you don't put the hand in the wrong way around. So it's just going to kind of suck on like that, and the first time I did that, it took me by surprise. The magnet is that strong. It really sucks on good. And then obviously, just same with the other one. Just sucked in really tight there. Now time for the head. And with the Siberian Express Exclusive, you get these two heads. They're both absolutely amazing, like really good detail, nice teeth and eyes, detail on the beard's really good. I like the open mouth one. It's got kind of this, it's wide open at the back so you can see through it, but then they have this kind of recessed circular kind of tongue coloured area, and that's going to be the back of his mouth, so that when you fit it on, and again really strong magnet there, it's got some kind of depth to his mouth. This is the portrait I'm going to be displaying it with, just because it's amazing. Like the tongue, like there's some really nice gloss and detail on the tongue. Pop Culture Shock have absolutely smashed this. They've knocked it out of the park. The veins on this thing, they're just like pythons running through his body, and they've got like a blue tinge to them, which really stands out from his skin. I love the texturing on the skin, like the paintwork. It's just gorgeous. Like there's veins in the side of his head. I don't know if the camera gets it, but they've got a bit of a blue, some blue notes to them as well. The scarring on his body. These scars are like a tiny little bit recessed, and it's just a different texture to the rest of his body, like scars would be. Again, the hands, the fingernails, the cuticles, just the detail on this thing is fantastic. I love the dynamic nature of the pose. Like he's just charging at somebody, kicking up the dust as he runs, because he's just a behemoth. And he's about to grab someone and throw him in that spinning pile driver, which to this day I can't do that move on the game. That's like one of the hardest moves you can do. Never understood how to do that. But this guy just incredible. Close up of his trunks there and his wrestling belt. I mean, it's very, very simple, and very, very simple texturing on his boots and everything. But sometimes less is more, right? That's what I love about these characters. They don't have to be over the top with detail, but there's still a good amount of detail where it counts, like his face. So he's got these gigantic, oversized quads there. Just one powerful brute. Just love it. And here he is with the alternate closed mouth head. That's also really, really good, so it's just a matter of preference, but I just prefer the open mouth one. But he's got some evil intent there, this guy. Now, there's obviously people going to make comparisons between this and the original. I would say this blows the original out of the water. I've seen the original, I don't own it. However, I'm glad I didn't pay the aftermarket prices, because some people were selling it for ridiculous prices. Like I've seen it for $3,000 for the original, and although it was really nice, it had like a really vanilla kind of pose. Which I thought was kind of boring, just with the arms down to the side. But this is really dynamic, it's massive. I just think, my personal opinion, people are obviously going to disagree, especially the people that own and paid a lot of money for the original. They're not going to want to hear this, but to me this is so much better than the original, it's not even funny. So it just goes to show you, if you hold out sometimes, don't pay those silly aftermarket prices for things, and sometimes these companies will release something that's even better than the original. And just for size comparison, I've got him here next to the Pop Culture Shock Blanca and Vega. So obviously Blanca looks quite a bit smaller. That's because he's kind of from the original line with the very simple plinth base. And then these are from the Ultra line. They've got these kind of stylized bases that match the stage that they're fighting. I've not done a video review of Blanca and Vega yet, but I'll get round to it at some point, trust me. I just want to show you a size comparison, just showing you how much he dwarfs these other two. So I did some measurements on this guy, because everyone always asks. So, he's, like I said, he's gigantic. So he is, from the highest point here to the bottom of the base, he is about 24.5 to 25 inches high. He's about 18 to 18.5 inches wide, and that's from hand to hand. And then he is about 20 to 20.5 inches deep. So from his toe there to that hand, he's monstrous. And before you ask, no, he will not fit in a Besta. So there you have it, guys. That was my review of the Zangief quarter scale Siberian Express Exclusive from Pop Culture Shock. Hope this review was useful. If, like I said, in my opinion, if you're on the fence, if you don't know whether to get the original or this one, my personal opinion is I would get this one. Just because I just think the pose is much more interesting and dynamic. The base is much more interesting, as I've already covered. The original one was like the Blanca one, just a very thin black plinth, which is simple and nice. But this has just got so much more going on, and you'll get it for a fraction of the price. So I hope you found this review useful. Like always, if you enjoyed this video, please hit like, subscribe, and there will be more video reviews to come. Thanks very much. Kal-El Soups 808 signing out.